You belong on every ground your feet grace, so don't ever feel out of place. Take up space and belong. This earth is your birthplace. Hey loves, welcome back to the Sensual Genius channel. In this video, I'm going to do a review of Get Paid from Tubi, and it's starring Sarah Evault, Hiram Robinson, Makiva Albritton, Destin Yalda White, Zelda Hunter, Jermaine Brown, Alfonso Settles, Latifah Williams, Elle Brianna, Jasmine Miller, Dominique Hollins, and Demetrius Roberts. I probably didn't have to read the whole cast list, but I did. But anyway, the movie starts off with the main character and her significant other paid on a date, and she's ordering a lot of food. Then the waitress comes over to their table with a package saying it was sent by some woman. Paid opens the package and it's a positive pregnancy test that she had the waitress give him. He's happy about the news, so happy he keeps talking about it. Like he keeps talking about them having another baby or what, keep bringing it up. Then it cuts to these two guys breaking into their house looking for money from Paid. The gun accidentally goes off with them killing her child, so they're left with no choice but to kill the nanny too. It goes back to Donnie and Paid on their date. Coming from their date, they finally arrive home and find their son and nanny dead. It goes to 6 months later to show what happens afterward. The women at Donnie's salon are having a conversation about why men cheat and are interrupted by a guy who comes to bring Donnie money and Twizzlers or something because he's interested in her. It looks like the salon is being used to wash money because in the beginning of it, the very beginning, they had a conversation about washing the money, and Donnie was telling Paige that it was a good idea for him to wash it through the salon because they make a lot of money and it would be easy. They would be able to wash a lot of it coming in there. It would be easy, whatever. She's just trying to convince him, and he listening to her or whatever. But Donnie's best friend goes to her office to take her the money and candy, and she's in there getting high because she's stressed out. Her best friend tells her to go home and get some rest, but she doesn't listen. They are interrupted by Paige, who asks to speak to her alone. Her best friend leaves after threatening Paige not to mess with her friend. He tells her he's about to move to Atlanta and she's upset about it. They argue about what happened to their son and nanny. She tells him if he leaves, she won't be waiting for him. Then it goes to her and her mother cooking, and she opens up about how sad she is about what happened, losing her babies. So I'm guessing the little boy got killed, because I think it was a little boy. The little boy got killed and she ended up miscarrying because she was stressed out about the little boy getting killed. Her mama encourages her to keep going. She forces her to finish cooking with her, like to kind of try to boost her mood or whatever. Then it cuts to her talking to this dude about business. They argue about him being rude, and it goes to a scene where she's having nightmares about losing her family. She is really depressed and lonely. Like, she really is going through it after losing her son. It's hard for her to get through or whatever. Plus, Paid. I think Paid was her husband, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if it mentions that they were married or not, but I think they were. And he kind of like just left, and cause it just seemed like he got tired of her being depressed about the situation, and he was like, man, life goes on, I'm about to leave because I don't want to be around you, you're negative. And it's like, bro, I just lost 2 kids. They're getting ready to go to a party. They go to the party and meet some Guys, her guy friend keeps giving her grief for how she looks. Oh, while they at the party, they meet some guys, and I think the way that I took notes on this is so like vague. I don't know what the heck I was talking about. Oh yeah, her guy friend keeps giving her grief about how she looks because ever since her baby died, she hasn't really put a lot of effort into her appearance. So she just be looking, and to me, she looks fine. She just isn't dressed up and over the top. But she keeps turning dudes down left and right. And her guy friend talked to the guy from the club. Her guy friend was like talking the guy from the club up to her, like he was trying to make her interested. And after a while, she finally let him take her on a date. And it seemed fishy to me because why try to persuade her to talk to this specific guy? Like, he just wouldn't let it die down. Like, it just seemed fishy. Donnie and Early, which is the guy she met at the club, get close, and like they basically get into a relationship. Like, they go on a date and then they start like hanging out more often and stuff like that. And they basically start dating exclusively. To the point that his homeboy starts getting mad, and he keeps confronting him about doing business in front of her and like messing up the business because he's like doing a lot of stuff in front of her or whatever, and his business partner doesn't like it. He like, bro, you don't even know this girl. Like, she could really mess up what we got going on, but you keep doing stuff in front of her, you gonna make us get in trouble. Then he calls her and tells her that Early was in trouble to lure her out by herself. She goes running to his rescue, only to get caught in the homeboy's trap because he like set it up because he was tired of him putting her in his business. He confronts her about being the plug. He's angry that his homeboy was sleeping with the plug the whole time. So he beats her up. So come to find out, the dude Early was getting when he said he the plug, she not like selling them drugs, but like I think it's more so helping them wash their money. It was a minute since I watched this. I think it's more so helping them wash their money or something like that. I don't think it has to do with drugs, if I'm not mistaken. So he beats her up. And he asks her for his money and puts a gun to her head to get it out of her, but she still doesn't talk. So he beats her bad, and she realizes he's the one from the video. Like, while he's beating her, she realizes he was the dude from the video of the two dudes robbing her house and killing her son and her nanny. When she confronts him, he tells her that Early was the one who killed her son. Like, yeah, it was us from the video, and he was the one who killed her son. And I kind of knew, like, I guessed that they were the ones that robbed and killed her son, that tried to rob them and killed her son. And it was also this dude called Wop, and I think he's played by the Yada dude. He always playing a shiesty nigga on these movies. Like, he never played a good dude. He always somebody shiesty, somebody that's doing something that he wasn't that he ain't supposed to be doing. But I guess that Early, his homeboy, and Wop was in on it because Wop was the one that was talking Early up to her, like trying to convince her to date the nigga. And I'm like, why is he going so hard trying to get her to date this nigga? And so I felt like he had something to do with the robbery too, because I had just guessed, because I don't know, Tubi movies are easy to see. People be like, there were so many plot twists I didn't see it coming. Like, y'all just don't know how to read the plot, or y'all don't know how to read movies. But like, I always see it coming on the movies. But let's get back into it. So Early's homeboy shoots her in the head and leaves her for dead, but she doesn't die. She sends her best friend her location with her last breath. Her friend rushes to her and calls an ambulance. She's in bad condition, but the doctor says she's going to make it. Early goes to confront his boy, and the dude's name is Biscuit, and Early ends up killing him because Early really cares about Donnie. Like, he is he's in love with her. Even though he did what he did to her, he still is in love with her. Then he goes back. After he confronts Biscuit and kills him, he goes back to the hospital to support Donnie. The doctor tells Donnie's mother Early that she might have post-traumatic amnesia since she lost consciousness after getting shot. Early asked Donnie who shot her, and she clarified that it was Biscuit. Then he asked her to marry him, and she says yes. After she gets out of the hospital, her friends, mother, and Early gather at her house to support her. They discuss the wedding a bit because he proposed to her, of course, while she was in the hospital or whatever. Then, after they talk about the wedding, her mom and her friend leaves. Donnie pours Early and her a glass of wine to celebrate their future nuptials. After he drinks the wine, she shows him the video of him killing her son. He is like drugged up because she drugged him. He like kind of like passed out. He passes out while watching the video because she drugged him. Then she ties him up and reveals what Biscuit told her, but he's confused. Like, I think that he did kill the son, but he didn't know it was her son. Biscuit knew, and I think Biscuit and Wop knew. I think Wop was the one who set it up, because that's his friend, and he knew that they had money or whatever in the house, and I think he set it up so Biscuit and Early could rob, but Early didn't know what was going on. He was the only one who didn't really know what was going on. So he's really confused, and she just isn't buying it. She like, you know that you're the one who killed my son, and then you come after me trying to date me or whatever. Like, you really trying to you trying to play me, and I don't like it. But he isn't able to convince her that he didn't know that it was her son or whatever, or that it was an accident, because he didn't mean to shoot the little boy. It just kind of happened, and like, he ended up, and then I think the other dude shot the nanny or whatever. But he tells her he didn't know and told her that the gun went off by mistake. Yeah, that's what happened. The gun went off by mistake. It was like a faulty gun or something like that. They was just supposed to go and get the money, but it got messy because the gun went off or whatever. So they had to clean up their mess, which was kill the nanny to make sure that nobody found out that it was them. But like I said, I feel like Wop set it up. But he explains that Biscuit was the one who set everything up, but she doesn't want to hear it. Like, she is distraught. She's still depressed. She isn't over it. And he's trying to tell her, like, I'm innocent in this, but like, I literally didn't know that was your son. Like, I was just following orders, bro. He told me he had a job. I went with him and things went left. She pistol whips him, and he begs her to forgive him, but she doesn't, and she shoots him. Paige shows up at the end and tells her it'll be all right, and they hug, because I think she calls him and she tells him what happened or whatever. I think it was kind of messed up for him to just leave her like that, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like 6 months isn't long enough for you to like be like, okay, I'm tired of you being depressed. I could see if it was like years, like, especially if they were married. It's crazy. But yeah, he showed Paige shows up at the end and tells her it'll be all right, and then it goes off. I give this movie, I'll say 3.5 out of 5 stars, or I'll give it 5 out of 10 stars. It was cool, but like it was the like typical Tubi movies. It was short as well. I think that's why my notes were short, because I'm very wordy. So if I was summarizing it like that, that means that it wasn't really a whole lot to go on. Like but it was cool to watch or whatever. It didn't tie everything up, but even though I think it did. Hold up, cause it's something that I'm missing. Or is that this that I'm thinking about? Yeah, that was this one that I'm thinking about. But yeah, it was a cool Tubi movie or whatever. You know, typical Tubi movie. If you want to check it out, I think you should. I think it is worth watching. It's a quick watch or whatever. But if you've seen it, let me know what you think about it. And if you go and watch it after watching this video, come back and let me know what you think about it. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do you believe that Early didn't know what was going on, or do you think he was just playing dumb so he could get out of it? I believe he really didn't know what was going on, but she was already made up in her mind that she was going to get him back for killing her son. And I honestly don't blame her. Even if he didn't know, I still would have probably did the same thing, because like, you still was there and you still pulled the trigger. Well, you still was there and the gun went off in your hands, so you still need to pay. There is repercussions for the things that you do. But yeah, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about it, and also let me know what you think about this review. This was a quick one, but the way that I summarized this had to mean that it was short. It's been a minute since I watched this movie, but I had it in my notes, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just get this out, you know. But thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Before you go, check out my website at srgrahamwrites.org and subscribe to my mailing list to get exclusive updates on works in progress, other news, and blog posts. Thank you.